Today, I want to talk a little about one of the tools that has helped me get on top of my pain. And it's a lot of exercises I learned of meditation. Now, in the early 80s, I was looking into the New Age stuff as everybody was. And I never really bought into the whole, power of the universe kind of stuff. If it works for you, that's great. It just never clicked with me. But the meditation I enjoyed. I learned a lot of good exercises, some good techniques of relaxation, and years later, when I started getting sick, it was very helpful. Now, this was in the early 80s. I started learning it, so it was way before the internet. We had to learn it from people and books. The best book I found was Wisdom of the Mystic Masters. Kind of a hokey name, but and it's a thin book. It's short. It does not get into a lot of the philosophy. The guy that wrote it is Rosicrucian, which is one of the teaching fraternities. They teach a lot about meditation and the power of the mind and astral projection and all kinds of stuff. And as I said, I never really got into all of that. But he doesn't preach, really. It's too short of a book for preaching. It's just a lot of good exercises. It does not come with an index, which always bothered me. So as I read it, I wrote everything down, and I have my own index to find the particular exercises. And it starts very basic, teaches you how to meditate. Just, the basics. They get into some of the visualization and like self-healing and things like that. It stays completely out of religion, although most Rosicrucians that I know, because I knew quite a lot of them, are Christian, which never mattered one way or the other to me either. But I'm looking at the index here. Don't mean to ignore you, but there are a couple in particular that really worked for me. One is called the Heart Center, and it's a visualization, and you sit comfortably and you try and go into, and you have to build up to this learning different stuff. I'm sure you can learn all of it online now. Nobody uses books. But in it, you withdraw and you try and get into they say you visualize going into your heart. You're on a hill. You're climbing the hill. There's a temple, and you start in your mind. You have to visualize the temple and start describing it. And it's supposed to be like the temple of the heart. And as you get there, you can change it and clean it up and brighten it up and do whatever. And that one came in handy just to help learn to locate parts and be in touch with parts of your body. Another exercise I used, and I don't remember the name of it, was a relaxation. You lay down and you start going one muscle at a time. It's like you find your big toe, flex it, relax it. You do the next one, flex it, relax it. You go through your whole body, one muscle at a time, and it's like you have to locate each individual, one muscle at a time, flex it, and then relax it. And if you're having problems sleeping, you start doing this, and it starts just relaxing you one piece at a time, and you're out. It's better than counting sheep. It's difficult to get through. If you make it all the way through your whole body, you're probably doing it wrong, because, man, it always puts me to sleep, which I think is, if it's a relaxation, that's great. And when my headaches started, I kind of combined the two of them to where I can actually get in and kind of locate where the pain is. And it's really helped me locating the pain, seeing where it's going, what it's doing. And I've learned, and this won't work for everyone, but with me, with the headaches and seizures, I've actually learned, because mine's right here, I could ball it up and shove it away. You just push it down. And it was a way of turning off the pain. And I've actually stopped seizures from coming by doing that. And you get on top of it, you push it down, and it takes a lot of concentration. So I don't do it. Like if I'm at home, I just let it happen. But like if I'm at work, when I was working, I would do this. And the guys at work knew me well enough, they could see the change in me when I was holding it back. They're like, "You're having a bad day, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And luckily I did air conditioning work, but it was a government gig, so they were real laid back. I could just park my work truck, ride with somebody else for the day. I could still work, but it was kind of half out of it. The problem with it was when I get home, I have to relax that control. And the headache and the seizure and all that comes back with a vengeance. It was always worse if I held it and just shoved it out of the way. And it didn't always work. Sometimes it would just hit anyway. But there were times I could hold it away. But when I relaxed, it would come back. I mean, you're letting, it's basically like building a wall, you know. And when that wall comes, it'll always be worse. So I was pretty sure if I did it during one day, I'd end up taking the next day off, because I'd get these, after a good seizure, the next day or two, sometimes it's like this weird headache hangover. And even if it's not really hurting, I'm useless for a day or two. Sometimes they had to be done. I'd be able to get whatever job I was working on finished, and then I would go home and collapse. And it's one of those, like, a lot of times when we're having a good day, we go out and we do errands or we do something and we push it too far because we want to have a normal day, so we do too much. Boy, you pay for it the next day. Well, that's what this is like. But the meditation helped, even if I'm not doing that, just it helped me learn to relax. And relaxation helps, because stress is bad for you on pain and stuff anyway. Stress may or may not be a trigger for you, but it's still going to make it worse. Stress, depression, a lot of these things are going to make your pain worse. You need to learn to relax. And for me, meditation was a great help. And like I said, if you buy into all the whole power of the universe stuff, that's great for you. Doesn't work for me, but that doesn't matter. I just use it as an exercise. In the US, I had, I don't know, like 6, 7 bookshelves crammed full of books. I read a lot. And when I was retiring to move overseas, I had to get rid of pretty much everything because shipping was a little expensive. And somehow, I only brought like 25 books with me, and this is one of them. I don't even really read it anymore, but every once in a while I kind of look through to read a couple exercises. But basically, I guess I brought it out of old time's sake. I mean, hell, I've had the thing since 1983, and it has been a huge, huge help. Now, aside from the regular, just the exercises, just meditation to relax, which is always, I've found that just really helpful, just in day-to-day stress, whether you're sick or not. I did also start doing some mantra meditation, which is more than a lot of people would be comfortable with. I had a short 27-year Hindu phase after I graduated the seminary and quit the church. Fun stories. But you may have seen like the Buddhist and Hindu monks with the big long strand of wooden beads. It's 108 beads, and you're supposed to chant on each bead one time around the 108, and you do so many rounds per day. So you're supposed to you make all the way around it, you have a little small bead to show that you counted it, you do another round, and you just go through a certain number per day. Actually, the whole time I was doing the Hindu bit, the mantra that they used, I never liked it. It always left me agitated. It's supposed to help you relax. I never really told them that I didn't like it because I was there for other stuff. Anyway, the particular mantra I didn't give a crap about. But I found, through some reading, a very short Buddhist mantra. It's Om Mani Padme Hum. And that one, I actually found it just kind of, you start doing that over and over, and it just helped me to relax. It's all I really use it for. So what I did is I've got this bracelet. It's just a wrist mala, is what they call it. I made this, I bought some jade and made this bracelet. You can buy them, but I just made one because I'm crafty and I like making jewelry and such. But it's, you just go through, take it off, and you go through one bead at a time. You say the mantra each time. And it just helped me relax. And if I'm going to start into trying to meditate to stop my headache, to feel better, this just kind of helps me get started. Some people don't like the idea of meditation. They say it's, the work of the devil and other such rubbish. But anything that helps, helps. So I don't buy into all that crap of you can't do this, you can't do that. Do whatever works for you. For me, meditation has been a huge, huge help. And like I said, I don't buy into the quasi-religious aspect of it. I'm just doing it as an exercise to relax. I'm not going to be teaching meditation because there are, I'm sure, lots of channels on YouTube that will do that much better than I. But it's one of the tools I use really well. It has helped so much. And depending on your illness and your pain levels and what your issues are, may or may not help. But the relaxation should help anyway. Now, whether you can actually get on top of the pain like I've learned to do, maybe, maybe not. And like I said, I generally don't do that because you pay for it later. But even just the relaxation, the learning to get in touch with the different parts of your body. Like I said, that one where you go through one muscle at a time, flexing and relaxing. It doesn't sound like much, but I found that to be very helpful. So anything you can do to help relax, get on top of your pain, and just try and have as normal a day as you can, I think is a big help. For me, meditation has really, really been beneficial. Something you might want to look into. Let's work together and make that next step a good one.